Star Trek. Strange New Worlds Spock actor teases his arc for Season 3. His Vulcan-nes just won't be enough. As Star Trek. Strange New Worlds continues to chart a bold and refreshing course through the final frontier. Few characters have captured fans' hearts quite like Ethan Peck Spock. The half-Vulcan, half-human science officer of the USS Enterprise has long been one of Star Trek's most complex figures, and Peck's portrayal has brought new layers of vulnerability and curiosity to the role. With Season 3 on the horizon, the actor has teased that Spock's internal struggle will reach new heights, and that, this time, his Vulcan-nes just won't be enough. Those 7 words might sound cryptic, but they hint at something deeply emotional, perhaps even transformative for Spock. Across the first 2 seasons of Strange New Worlds, we've seen the young officer constantly negotiating his identity. A man raised in the logic-driven traditions of Vulcan yet drawn to the warmth, chaos, and emotion of humanity. Season 3, according to Peck, will push the dichotomy to its breaking point. Spock's emotional journey so far. When Strange New Worlds premiered, it immediately established a Spock still learning to balance the 2 halves of himself. His romance with nurse Christine Chapel Jess Bush awakened emotions he'd long tried to suppress, while his time under Captain Pike's mentorship taught him that leadership doesn't always come from pure logic. Sometimes it comes from compassion, even intuition. Season 2 made this even more explicit. The episode Charades, which temporarily stripped Spock of his Vulcan biology, forced him to experience human emotion in its rawest form. It was both comedic and deeply revealing, a taste of humanity that Spock couldn't easily forget. Later episodes show the consequences of that exposure, as his relationship with Chapel faltered under the weight of his internal conflict. Now, with Peck hinting that his Vulcan-nes just won't be enough, it seems Spock will face a new test, one that logic and discipline alone cannot solve. A new kind of crisis. Strange New Worlds has always excelled at weaving the personal and the cosmic together, and Spock's arc in Season 3 looks to continue that tradition. The phrase "won't be enough" implies that Spock's carefully maintained control, his adherence to Vulcan philosophy, will meet a challenge it can't contain. That could mean anything from an emotional catastrophe to a moral dilemma that requires him to embrace the very humanity he fears. It's not the first time Star Trek has explored this tension. Leonard Nimoy's original portrayal made Spock's duality the beating heart of the original series. But Strange New Worlds gives Peck's version a unique opportunity to show the evolution of that internal battle before Spock becomes the more measured, stoic figure we meet under Captain Kirk. Perhaps Season 3 will bring Spock face to face with a situation that demands empathy rather than intellect, or a loss that can't be processed through logic. The show has already teased more high-stakes emotional storytelling, and for Spock, that could mean confronting his fear of losing control entirely. Ethan Peck's interpretation. A human beneath the logic. Peck has often spoken about the challenge and joy of playing a character constantly divided within himself. He's said that portraying Spock is like playing a character at war with himself every day. That tension, he explained, is what makes Spock relatable. We all wear masks. We all suppress sides of ourselves for acceptance or survival. But where past Star Trek incarnations often frame Spock's humanity as a weakness, Strange New Worlds treats it as something beautiful, even necessary. Peck's nuanced performance has captured that evolution. The quiet tremors beneath his calm exterior, the subtle emotional weight in his voice. His Spock doesn't reject emotion. He's learning to live with it. So when Peck says his Vulcan-nes just won't be enough, it could mean Spock finally realizing that logic, while powerful, is incomplete without feeling. In other words, he might be learning that being whole doesn't mean choosing one side. It means embracing both. The fallout of love and duty. Spock's relationship with Chapel left a lasting mark on him, and it's impossible to imagine Season 3 not addressing the fallout. Their romance was tragic precisely because it forced Spock to confront everything he'd spent his life trying to control. Chapel wanted to love him as a man, not as a Vulcan ideal, and when he pulled away, it wasn't rejection so much as fear. Peck's hint may suggest that Season 3 will force Spock to face that fear. His experiences with Chapel could come full,